Hey guys, welcome back to Big Strong Book. I'm Reed, and today I'm going to be going over what my TBR will look like for May of 2023. So, in going through these books, I'm also going to be giving a quick overview of the books I read in April of 2023. So, obviously, I read King's Dragon, which I liked. I also read The Forgetting Moon by Brian Lee Durfee, which I really liked. And currently, as I'm shooting this, I am almost done. I'm a little over halfway through with The Blackest Heart, the second book in the series. So almost done with that. I like it so far. So yeah, that's a very quick overview of what I read in April. And so I think to kick things off in May, I'm going to be reading book 3 of the 5 Warrior Angels, The Lonesome Crown. So, as I mentioned, I'm almost done with this trilogy, The Lonesome Crown being the final book. So I will wrap that up right away. I don't really want to have another book in between. I am digging the series so far, so I think I'm just going to go straight into that. So we'll wrap up that trilogy, and hopefully it'll be a good one. Next, The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Day 1 of the Kingkiller Chronicle. So, a little bit of background about my history with the Kingkiller Chronicle. I have attempted to read The Name of the Wind a few times before. I think the furthest I have ever gotten in it has been maybe 150 pages max. It's about 700 pages. I am well aware of the lengthy history that this book has. I know that it's been 12 years, give or take, since book 2, The Wise Man's Fear, came out. I know that it seems like the final book will come out next door to no time soon. I am aware of all the stuff that Patrick Rothfuss has said on his, Twitch streams about the book, the charity fundraisers that never materialize in reading a chapter that he promised he would read. So, I'll go into The Name of the Wind just hoping for a good time, but not expecting anything 100 fully satisfactory, because the third book, isn't going to come out anytime soon. So I've made my peace with that, but because it is both beloved and reviled, suffice it to say it has a widespread reputation, and it has 2 reputations, both positive and negative. Negative has built as time has gone on. More time has passed since the second book came out, but nevertheless, I will be reading it and sharing my thoughts with you all, kind of coming into it for the first time all the way through, and my perspective on it. So the next book after The Name of the Wind will be Malice by Gwynne. Malice is a book that I have read a little bit of in the past, but haven't read it all the way through. I enjoyed the little bit of it that I have read before, but again, it'll be nice to jump back into it. I've heard so many great things about it. It just seems like it'll be a fun time reading it, so I'm really looking forward to that. So that should be after The Lonesome Crown, and then The Name of the Wind, and then I think Malice will be that third big fantasy book that I jump into. So the fourth fantasy book that I've got on my TBR this upcoming month is Kings of Paradise by Richard Nell. So I currently don't own this book. I'm in the process of getting it now, so I don't have a physical copy. I just have the picture here of the cover. Uh, I have been reading a little bit more about, self-published indie authors, and I've never really read self-published indie fantasy before. So I would like to, and I've seen a lot of great, reviews on Goodreads, a lot of great booktube videos about this Ashen Sand trilogy. So I'm looking forward to diving into it. And yeah, hopefully it's a good experience. The final book that is on my TBR for May of this year is 11th Cycle by Kian N. Ardalan. This is a book that is another self-published fantasy, and it caught my attention because I noticed that a lot of comparisons were being made between the book, or the world of the story of 11th Cycle, and the Soulsborne video games. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned it a whole lot on the channel, but the very first Dark Souls is one of my favorite video games. I've played most of them, at least part of the way through the Soulsborne games. I love the genre of Soulsborne, and I love the world of Dark Souls. And so to see something get compared to it in with a similar world building, that's a big positive for me, because I remember when I first played Dark Souls all the way through a couple years back. I remember looking up, books, novels inspired by Dark Souls, and there weren't really that many. So to see the author of this book come out and admit, that he was inspired heavily by the Soulsborne games, I think that is more than enough to catch my interest. So I will be reading that with great hype, I guess, later this month. So, those 5 books: The Lonesome Crown, The Name of the Wind, Malice, Kings of Paradise, and 11th Cycle. That is what is going to be on my slate for May of 2023. Let me know what you guys think of these 5 books, and as always, I will see you guys next time.